Steve Maish is an English player from Southend who first appeared in a big event at the 1997 revival of the News of the World tournament, where he lost 2-1 to Martin Adams in the first round. He attempted to qualify for the first ever UK Open at regional qualifiers and made it by reaching a last 16, 2 last 32s and a last 64 in the regional finals to make it to the event. In his first PDC major, Maish whitewashed Vic Hubbard in the first round before being whitewashed himself by Steve Beaton in the next round. At the end of that year, he played in the 2004 PDC World Championship. He whitewashed Tony Payne in the first round and beat Cliff Lazarenko in a decider in the second before losing 4-2 to Wayne Mardle in the last 32. Maish won the Scottish Regional Final for the 2004 UK Open, where he beat Steve Parson in the final to win £4,000 and secure his place at the UK Open again. This time he got the worst possible draw, Phil Taylor, who he ended up losing 8-3 to. He also lost in the first round of the UK Open in 2005 and on his World Championship return, where he was beaten by Jason Clark in a deciding set. Also in 2005, he went on a great run to reach the final of a Players' Championship event in the Netherlands, beating the likes of Wayne Mardle, Raymond van Barneveld, Bob Anderson and Adrian Lewis before being whitewashed by Phil Taylor in the final. At the UK Open in 2006, he beat Colin Osborne 8-6 before losing 11-3 to Colin Lloyd. He got a big rematch with Lloyd when he drew the number 2 seed and reigning champion at the World Match Play. This was Maish's match play debut and he caused a big upset, beating Lloyd 10 legs to 6. He went on to lose 13-7 to Chris Mason in the next round. In 2006, he reached the final of 2 events. First, the UK Open Northwest Regional Final, where he was beaten 2-0 by Alan Tavern in the final, and then the Antwerp Open, where he was beaten 3-0 by Terry Jenkins. Maish appeared at the World Championship again in 2007, where he lost to South Africa's Wynand Havenga in the first round in a tie-break. Maish averaged almost 10 points more than Havenga in this game, which held the record for the lowest average for a World Championship match winner relative to their opponent. He reacted angrily to this game and in a dangerous manner, leading to him being fined £300 by the DRA and given a 4-month ban, suspended for a year. At Ali Pali in 2008, he caused another upset, beating former world champion Dennis Priestley 3-1 in round 1 before losing 4-3 to Tony Eccles in the last 32, having been 3-0 up. A year later, he was beaten 3-0 by Dennis Ovens. Later on in that year, he was fined £200 after engaging in a conversation with other players at a Players' Championship that could bring the game into disrepute by undermining the integrity of the game. The DRA stated that they were satisfied no attempt was made to corrupt the game, but that the conversation at a practice board had risen suspicions. In the same month, he was fined £50 for throwing a dart in an unsafe manner at the German Darts Championship. At the 2010 World Championship, he was 1-1 with Ko Stomp in the first round before losing 6 of the next 7 legs to lose 3-1. Later on in that year, he was fined £500 and given a final warning before suspension for using obscene language and throwing his darts in rage at a Pro Tour event in Las Vegas. He made his final World Championship appearance in 2011, where he was beaten 3-0 by Mark Webster. He lost his tour card at the end of 2012 and failed to win it back at Q School in both 2013 and 14. Despite not having a card, he continued to play in PDC events until 2017. He made his most recent stage appearance on the Euro Tour in 2015, where he beat David Pallett before losing to Michael van Gerwen. He made a Challenge Tour semi-final in 2016, before playing in his last PDC event in April 2017 on the Challenge Tour. He also played on the UK Open in 2017, where he lost in his first game to Neil Smith. Then, in December of that year, some shocking news about Maish came out. He had been involved in a VAT payment scam ring who had stolen £2.4 million. The group was headed up by Suzanne Green, a former tax office employee, who passed over unallocated VAT payment information to her partner, who then passed it on to 2 individuals who claimed the VAT payments for themselves. Maish was one of 2 men who had allowed their identities to be used as a part of the fraud. Green, who was described by the judge as the linchpin of the scam, had used the money on a new Toyota 4x4 and on a holiday to Las Vegas. Her family were unaware of the scam and stated that she showed no sign of wealth. It had taken 3 years to uncover the scam, which was only kicked off after a taxpayer asked why a VAT payment had not been made to their account. This was used to find out that Green had searched the database for unpaid repayments, paid the VAT repayments to the wrong account, as well as paid 3 other payments to the same incorrect trader. Maish was said to have allowed both his identity and company to be used as a part of the fraud. His sentencing took place on December the 5th, where he was charged with conspiring to cheat the public revenue at Southwark Crown Court. He pleaded not guilty, but was found to be guilty and given 2 years in prison, as well as being banned from being the director of a company for 3 years. Maish has now completed his sentence, but he has not appeared in the PDC since. But did you know that Steve is not the only notable PDC player to be charged with tax fraud? Co Stompe, who won the PDC World Cup of Darts with Raymond van Barneveld in 2010, was charged with tax fraud alongside his wife in 2017. The pair had more than €250,000 in tax debt. They had falsely declared their finances between 2009 and 2013. Stompe said that he was not involved in the admin and that his wife, who said that she had made a stupid mistake, had done it all, as they could no longer afford an accountant. During the hearing in the Dutch city of Almelo, Stompe emotionally said that the pair had even sold their wedding rings. Eventually, they were given 150 and 190 hours of community service respectively, as well as a 3-month suspended prison sentence, which would be activated if they ever offended again. Other players have had issues with tax in the past. After Adrian Lewis wasn't advised well early in his career, he ended up having a huge tax bill, meaning that when he won £210,000 for his first world title, he was only left with £30,000 after having to settle the bill. Players also have to pay DRA fees as well as for their managers, meaning that they often receive a lot less than you see on the prize money. After winning £60,000 at the Players' Championship in 2010, Paul Nicholson was only left with £22,000 after paying for everything. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications if you enjoy it, as currently just 11% of my watch time comes from subscribers. Also, if you have any videos you'd like to see, leave a comment with your idea in the comment section below.